What's up, softball players? Coach Dan here. Today, we're just going to go over 4 softball throwing myths. So, this is actually one of the modules, one of the videos from my softball throwing course called She's Got a Cannon. And I just wanted to share it here on YouTube because I think it's just some really good general information debunking some of the myths, because I think a lot of players just get kind of held down by the misconceptions that softball players can't throw that well, that they just naturally don't throw that well, or that what they're doing should be working, or that they have to get rid of the ball super fast and that's why they don't throw very hard. There's just a lot of misinformation. So anyway, enjoy today's video, and if you do, definitely share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, there's links below, and if you want more info on my throwing course, you can find it at the end and in the links in the description. All right, let's go over a couple of throwing myths just to kind of clear the air. So number one, I want you to stop letting these hold you back, because, dissonance among coaching styles and coaching information and coaching cues, they can really hold a player back. But look, the field is small, players are fast. We get that. Getting rid of the ball as fast as you can at the expense of good throwing mechanics is not the way to do it. So that's myth number one. The softball throw is different than baseball. Also not true. You do have to get rid of it quick, but mechanically, biomechanically, there really isn't much of a difference. Wrist flicks, I think, are one of the most, what's the word here? They just are a really terrible warm-up, and they reinforce the wrong thing. Everyone seems to do them. I really don't know why. And then lastly, that girls just aren't capable of throwing really hard. I feel like this is something that people just sort of come to accept, that, some girls just don't throw that hard and it's just kind of the way it is. No, we can fix your mechanics. Every girl can throw very, very hard. So myth number one, get rid of the ball fast. We do need to get rid of the ball fast. The field is small, players are fast. However, we can only get rid of the ball as fast as the stride, and we'll go over this in detail in the coaching part of this course. But basically, the arm and the stride, they need to sync up. So getting the ball up to that top position where you're holding the ball up in that L position, you don't get any points for getting up there faster than your front foot. Your stride foot's going to hit the ground. So the arms and stride need to sync up. One should never be faster than the other. We just need to get the arm into the throwing position and the ready position, the cocked position, when we're ready to throw, and that's when the stride is complete. So obviously in the infield, a stride, crow hop, shuffle, whatever you want to call it, it's very quick, but still the arm needs to move only as fast as the stride. So I see lots of players, they get the ball and they immediately yank it out of their glove and they stick it up in the air, and their body gets out of sync. They pause at the top. They tend to develop a hitch. It's not the way to go. Myth number two, that the softball throws is different. There's key differences. So the size of the ball and the weight of the ball. Softballs are 6.7 to 7.2 ounces, and they're big. They're big even for a guy's big hand. That makes a difference in how fast you can throw it. It sort of forces the elbow into that lower position where you see the quote-unquote throwing like a girl, which is, again, not a term I think is fair to use, because we have some girls that throw extremely hard. But the low elbow, the pushing of the ball, I think that comes from the size and the weight of the ball, especially when players are learning when they're young. They have incredibly small hands. And look, women aren't different than men biomechanically. They lack the same levels of testosterone that men do, so they don't develop strength on the same level or quite as fast. But the arm action is short, but it's really no shorter than a male infielder or outfielder. They're really the same biomechanically, men and women. So, but again, the arm should never move faster than the legs require. The stride is the big determinant of how fast the ball needs to get up and ready to throw. So it's really about the way softball players have been taught for a long way. It's not the way they're built. Myth three, wrist flicks. So wrist flick mimics the low elbow, pushing the ball, quote unquote, throwing like a girl set of mechanics. Why would we want to perpetuate that? That's what we're trying to fix. We don't want you to have an elbow that's below your shoulder level. So why we would do a drill like this that helps perpetuate that is beyond me. Everyone says, oh, we need to warm up and get behind the ball and warm up your wrist. Your wrist doesn't need that much warming up, and there's much better drills that will warm up your arm and your wrist plenty well that will actually reinforce good mechanics. I don't know why the wrist flick is such a big thing. It's a big thing in baseball as well. It's just a silly, ineffective drill. Lastly, girls just can't throw as hard. I've seen some girls who throw extremely hard, if not harder than boys their age and their size. And, I'm excited to help more of them achieve that. So, boys just seem to get taught better throwing mechanics at a younger age because pitching in baseball is throwing. They also throw a lighter, smaller ball, which helps them a lot to get these good mechanics down. Girls can throw extremely hard for their size. They just need to have a lot of focus on mechanics. They need to throw with aggression. So I see a lot of softball players come in and they're very timid. They slow their arm down early. They don't follow through very well. And they don't have a very good routine. Some of these wrist flick drills and other drills are part of a bad routine that doesn't help their mechanics improve over time. So routine is very important. But we just don't want to put you in a box where you feel like I'm never going to throw hard. You can absolutely throw hard. You can absolutely get there. It's just a matter of the instruction and the routine that we can get you into. So just remember, girls have a lot to gain. The scholarships are out there. Most players will not work to improve their throwing, and most coaches will not work to educate themselves about what good throwing instruction is. So when we dedicate ourselves to this, and we learn what a good routine looks like, what good mechanics look like, and we can constantly evaluate ourselves and we can constantly make improvements to our routine, progress the drills so that we're building on concepts as we get better at them. You're going to make a lot of strides compared to your peers who won't be working on the same stuff. So just remember, velocity is a game changer. It'll allow you to get more playing time, to play more positions, to be a more versatile player, and more versatile players have much more utility on the varsity high school softball team and in college. If they know that, hey, I could put her anywhere and she will succeed, she will do well, it's going to help you get on the field. And again, all these sports are just so you can have fun, enjoy the camaraderie that comes with it, spend as much time in the dugout as you can. It's an amazing experience, whether you're softball, baseball, soccer, it doesn't matter what sport you play. The longer you can play and the more success you have at it, the better. All right. So just want to clear up a couple of those myths so we can kind of go forward with a clear path.